In the moment, I didn't recognize it. Only when I look back at it and I was like, oh my gosh, that was so not okay.
At the time, I didn't perceive that just when I glanced back at it, and I was like, goodness my golly, that was so not ok actually, particularly from Oprah getting down on Oprah for this abnormal second on her show in 1986. Did she generally have this body? Stand up only a mother. Now, this is what I call a body. Cindy Crawford has brought out Oprah Winfrey over a 80s interview that caused to notice her supermodel figure. She's presently uncovered she felt externalized by the television. Have Oprah Winfrey almost quite a while back. And the new Apple television docuseries The Supermodels, Cindy became sincere about how she was treated in the 1986 meeting. When you see it through the present eyes, when Oprah's like, stand up and show me your body for quite a while, Oprah has been blamed for a revolting and frightening way of behaving absent a lot of proof, yet it seems we can at long last get that proof from Cindy Crawford. The supermodel has emerged to uncover the television Big Shot's supposed fiendish in the background activities. And any reasonable person would agree nobody is shocked with respect to supermodel Cindy Crawford. Well, she's been posting from Nashville and standing out as truly newsworthy for getting down on Oprah for this abnormal second on her show in 1986. She proceeds to discuss the unpleasant remarks Oprah would make about her. Does she generally have this body? Stand up 1 minute now. This is what I call a body. Obviously, enough Cindy could have done without the manner in which Oprah discussed her on Open TV. It resembled the channel for a kid like be seen and not heard when you see it through the present eyes. When Oprah's like, stand up and show me your body, yet the most terrible thing is Cindy wouldn't genuinely acknowledge what had befallen her. Until numerous years had passed here at the time I didn't remember it, just when I glanced back at it, and I was like, gracious my golly, that was so not ok. The supermodel even went to Oprah's elegant 69th birthday celebration. I simply need to be a genuine individual, evidently for the supermodel, pondering her initial vocation appearance on the Oprah Winfrey Show in 1986 with specialist John Casablancas. She felt generalized. During the show, Oprah commended Crawford's figure, asking Casablancas, did she generally have this body? Stand up 1 minute now. This is what I get back to a body, looking on the second Crawford, who was 20 years of age at the time, communicated how she felt like an article. In that situation, I resembled the property, or a kid be seen, and not heard. Crawford recalls today. She noted when you see it through the present eyes, when Oprah's like, stand up and show me your body, like, show us for what reason you genuinely deserve being here at the time I didn't remember it, just when I glanced back at it. And I was like, gracious my golly, that was so not ok actually, particularly from Oprah. Crawford conceded the occurrence is essential for the story investigated in the Apple television. In addition to show The Supermodels, which digs into the existences of effective models from the 90s, including Crawford, Linda Evangelista, Naomi Campbell, and Christy Turlington, reviewing her childhood. Crawford shared, I never felt like I looked exceptional or changed in the event that anything. I wasn't similar to the odd one out yet. In my secondary school, the lovely young ladies resembled the little, unimposing team promoters. That was what the possibility of magnificence was in my unassuming community. She likewise made sense of how she had never considered demonstrating as a feasible profession way because of her humble childhood in DeKalb, Illinois. Crawford referenced her folks' starting delay toward the displaying business, expressing my father truly didn't comprehend that demonstrating was a genuine profession. He thought displaying resembled one more name for, as a matter of fact, her folks went with her to her absolute first displaying meeting with claims about Oprah possibly being an overseer in the shadows. Probably great Cindy's folks did what they did, particularly considering she's not the principal individual to make some noise about this. In 2021, Rose McGowan voiced her conviction that Oprah Winfrey claimed to help the Me Too development, communicating her point of view. The Enchanted Alum tweeted sharing an old photograph of Oprah Winfrey, grinning with sentenced Harvey Weinstein. McGowan Expressed I'm happy more are seeing the undeniable reality of it, Oprah. I wish you were genuine, yet she isn't McGowan of vocal overcomer of added from being buddies with Weinstein to leaving and obliterating Russell Simmons. Debilitated casualties she is tied in with supporting a wiped-out influence structure for individual increase. She is really phony hash reptile. The hash MeToo development picked up speed in October 2017. Fundamentally started by the broad rundown of claimed by Weinstein, tracing all the way back to the 1970s. McGowan was among quick to blame Weinstein for Weinstein, a shamed movie maker. Reliably denied participating in any non-consensual demonstrations, yet was seen as at fault for two crimes in February 2020. Russell Simmons, a music leader, confronted charges of from 20 ladies. Denying the allegations, Simmons took on a position of safety, as of late yet returned in the Hamptons, not long after McGowan's tweet apparently implies Winfrey's contribution, or rather scarcity in that department in a 2020 narrative, named on the record fixated on Simmons, affirmed initially set to chief, produced the venture. Winfrey pulled out her help, referring to contrasts with the movie's chiefs in a proclamation to the Hollywood Correspondent in January 2020. She made sense of I have concluded that I will as of now not be the leader maker on the untitled Kirby deck and Amy's Hoop narrative, and it won't air on Apple Television. In addition to I needed to be realized that I unequivocally accept and uphold the ladies their accounts should be told, and gotten in my point of view, there is more work to be finished on the movie to enlighten the full extent of what the casualties persevered. And it has become certain that the producers and I are not adjusted in that innovative vision. This isn't the main event. Oprah has been gotten purportedly lying in the open arena. In 2010, a few fascinating disclosures about Oprah Winfrey's life were exposed by her unapproved biographer, Kitty Kelly, from supposed created stories of misuse and destitution to uncovering her natural dad's character. Kelly professed to have dug into it. Each of the one huge perspective uncovered was Oprah's cousin, Catherine Care Esters, referred to Oprah as Auntie Catherine, trusting the name of her dad anyway. Esther's 81 shunned permitting Kelly to distribute the name, recommending that Oprah ought to look for this reality from her mom, Vernita Lee. In Kelly's book named Oprah: A History by Kitty Kelly, Esther's reprimanded Oprah for misrepresenting her provoking childhood to collect compassion and better evaluations. Esther's contested Oprah's memories of outrageous destitution and difficulty proposing times weren't so desperate as depicted. At 13 years old, Oprah took off from her mom's home in the wake of becoming pregnant at 14, unfortunately losing her child not long after birth. While she calls previous city councilman Vernon Winfrey father, her organic dad states a disclosure she's yet to completely embrace. Vernon Winfrey, too, communicated disillusionment with Oprah's portrayal of her initial life, featuring that regardless of her worldwide deference, he and God know reality that leaves them both embarrassed. In 2013, Oprah Winfrey related an episode where she believed she encountered prejudice during an excursion to Switzerland, she and Zurich, for Tina Turner's wedding, when she chose to visit a very good quality purse store. Portraying the occasion to diversion, this evening Oprah shared, I was in Zurich recently, at a store whose name I won't specify. I didn't have my eyelashes on yet. I was in full Oprah Winfrey gear. I had my little Donna Karan skirt and shoes. Yet clearly the Oprah Winfrey Show isn't displayed in Zurich. She made sense of how she requested that the store right-hand see a specific pack, yet was declined in light of the fact that it was considered too costly. The sack being referred to was a $38,000 crocodile skin thing by Tom Passage. Oprah persevered, yet the collaborator kept on controlling her towards different choices, demanding she was unable to bear the cost of the one she needed, in spite of the fact that Oprah didn't mark this experience as an immediate instance of bigotry. She imparted the occurrence while examining experiences to prejudice during a meeting as the solitary female African-American tycoon. With an expected total assets of 2.8 billion bucks, Oprah decided not to raise what is happening, selecting not to play the race card she addressed need of such a response. Oprah picked not to uncover the store's name at first, yet it was subsequently distinguished as Truapam, a top-of-the-line store. The shop's director, Trudy Phantom, explained to CNN that the occurrence was a misconception and had no racial purpose. The associate, having an awkward outlook on the pack's cost, offered different options, which Oprah misconstrued. Products underlined that selling the sack was a typical piece of the discussion and didn't have anything to do with race. And presently, let me educate you concerning one episode, specifically that falls in like the last piece of the riddle. In 2020, Oprah Winfrey wound up at the focal point of an unmerited web-based trick, guaranteeing she was captured for lore charges. The unwarranted bits of gossip spread like quickly, making her a moving point on Twitter. Newsweek covered the misleading report that got some decent momentum, expressing a phony report became a web sensation, saying that she had been captured at her home in Boca Raton, Florida, pushing her name to the highest point of Twitter's